Boy, I could get used to this. This is quite nice down here.
I'm already used to it, and it's even warm.
I know. It's nice to be out of the weather. But this is really spectacular. Welcome back, Boat Fools Nation. I'm here with Canadian Ken, of course, and Captain Q's back in the house this week. And we're down in Falmouth, Maine at Handy Boatyard to check out a really neat boat.
So this is an Intrepid 40 we're going to see, designed by Chuck Paine. And for me, it's a little bit of deja vu, Tris and Ken, because I actually reviewed this boat 4 years ago for the present owner. So what do you say? You want to take a look at it?
A lot to unpack on that. It's going to be a lot of fun to see it again.
I hope so. I hope so.
Back on the market.
Back on the market.
It exactly is back on the market.
Yeah. Let's go take a look.
Okay. Tristan, where are you?
Hey, Captain.
Oh, hey. Come out. Come on. What are you doing looking at over there?
I just find this boat so fascinating because, as we mentioned in the intro, she's the Intrepid 40, which is actually built by Cape Dory as a Cape Dory boat.
Right.
Built down in Taunton, Mass. And what makes this Cape Dory different from all the others is that Carl Ahlberg was the designer behind all the Cape Dories, and they're all the same underneath the waterline. Full keel with a cutaway forefoot and a keel hung rudder. And this was a real departure. So they brought in Chuck Paine because they wanted something a little more of that performance cruiser versus just a pure cruiser of the traditional Cape Dory. So this had a little more racing aspect to it during that time period when racer cruisers were really sort of in vogue. And so you went to a shoal draft keel like this, and the rudder on skeg and the prop and the aperture, which is really similar to our Morgan 382. Right, Ken?
Very similar.
Yeah. So this is a completely new departure for Cape Dory for this boat. And this was hull number 7 of a total of 8 that were built. So she's a rare bird.
Andrew Vavalotta started the Cape Dory Company back in 62 or 63.
Right.
He made a little 10-foot dory. Then he got into it and he hired Carl Ahlberg to come design his whole line of boats. And he did that and he was very successful. He put out something like 2,800 boats.
Yeah,
I think
hugely
that were manufactured. So there's a lot of them sailing around. They were great boats for cruising because in the early 70s, that was the shift from a cruising racing original wooden boat to boats that people wanted to just go cruising on. And they were safe. They go straight ahead and they'd get you there and you'd be fine. In the meantime, he realized that he really wanted to attack the higher end market, like Hinckley, Morris. And he wanted the bigger dollars and the better boats. So he went out and found Chuck Paine, who had done a number of designs for those particular builders, and hired him and said, build me a 40-footer that we can really grab the attention. And unfortunately, it was getting close to the end of the market for sailboats in around 85 when this came out. And on top of that, not long after that, they applied a luxury tax. Remember the luxury tax?
Yeah.
10%. These were all killers. So she came out, but she was built very strongly, built with a lot of new innovations, and all the detail in the woodwork inside was done to the standard that you would find on an Able or a Hinckley boat. So this is going to be a fairly fast boat.
Well, and speaking of that, this boat has done the Newport Bermuda Race twice.
Yeah.
And her base performance handicap rating is 102. And to put that in perspective, a CNC 40, which is more of a racer than cruiser, has a perf rating of about 97. A Morgan 384 has a rating of 135. So this is right in there in the thick of things. So
I got one more number for you. I didn't have to look up that one. That happened to be the 102 was the perf rating for the PB.
That's why we beat you all the time. That was an unfair rating for your big Avatar. We used to race against each other back in the day.
Love those ratings. But that does give you a sense of the speed.
Yes.
And she has a 32-foot waterline length, and waterline is like cash in the bank.
Yes.
We've decided here that we have a lead, a hollow keel with a lead that's attached down here that's been bolted onto this stub. This is a stub area here, okay? And here's a zinc down here that's pretty tired.
She just came out of the water about 2 days ago.
Right, and she's about to be shrink wrapped.
Yeah, this is going to be a very comfortable ride. I forget her comfort ratio, but it's up there.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a nice blue water cruiser and go through the waves really smoothly.
23,000 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
And there's 7,000 pounds of lead down in the keel.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning that the hollow in here, that was sort of reminiscent of some of Herreshoff's entries on boats, right? That she's just slightly hollowed out here. It's just not full right up to the stem, right?
Yeah, right here. Bilge is not full all the way up there. It narrows out more of that teardrop shape that you start to see in the racer cruisers.
A little drier too on board, eh?
For sure. This is just a rub mark for some buoys that will wax and buff right off.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Here is a dynaplate, I think, and it's getting a little tired. That's a ground for a single sideband, which is still on the boat, but I'm not certain that it's still operable, but that's what that is. It can also be used as a ground as part of your electrical and lightning protection.
Right. I love the rub strake on this and the rub rail on that. That's a nice feature.
Great feature for a cruising boat.
Yes.
Because you never know where you're going to pull in and what you're going to have to lay up against.
Exactly. That's a nice feature to protect the boat.
That's that piece right up there. Yeah.
Right.
And it has a nice, it's a stainless or a bronze strip on it too, right?
Yeah, it
Metal.
looks bronze to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice rugged looking underbody here. And like I said, very similar to our boat. So it's going to be easier to back than a full keel Cape Dory.
Sure.
And have a little bit more maneuverability in tight quarters and a decent sized rudder. So I think people would be happy maneuvering this in tight quarters.
One thing too that I did have a chance to chat with a designer recently, and this is a center cockpit boat, the first one he had done, and he brought it back and still was able to have a handsome transom. Maybe we'll get another shot of that later on, but it's a nice shaped transom as opposed to what they're building now, the new center cockpits boats, which to give maximum room in the after cabin, they just spread the boat's rear end right out, and it's not pretty.
Totally agree with you.
But you'll see there's plenty of room in here.
I can't wait to see it. And I just want to say before we go up and take a look is that Chuck Paine has designed some of the most beautiful boats on the planet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
From the Morris Annies to the Justines to all those Victorias.
A number of just special commissions too.
Special commissions,
Yeah. When I first moved to Maine, I worked with the guy Jim in the architectural office, and he used to say, "I'm going up with Chuck. We're going to take the lines off a boat." So what's that mean?
Take the lines off.
Take the lines off. Well, they're gonna figure out how the boat is shaped. Lateral lines and the longitudinal lines. I'm not a naval architect, but I know what he wants. They want to know.
So they're taking the lines to determine the
It's the lines, the shape of the hull, exactly. A lot of designers would originally build half models of boats, and then they would take dividers and all sorts of things, take those lines off, and then actually build a whole boat from just a half wooden model.
All right, well, let's go up on deck and check it out. This will be cool. Yeah, well, we've made it up on deck. This is a pretty spacious cockpit. It's a center cockpit too.
Yeah.
And check this out. What do we got here?
Got a little aft cabin right back here. Does it have its own head?
I don't know.
And who's it for?
I think we have an issue on our boat where there's a lot of snoring that happens, and I think the worst offender should go in an aft cabin like this, which we would call like a snore locker.
The snore locker.
The snore locker.
So how many snorers can you get on this thing?
Oh my God. Well, interestingly enough, years ago at boat shows and things, when they started coming out with fiberglass boats, one of the first things people would step on board, guess what they wanted to know?
How many people it sleeps?
Absolutely crazy. Didn't care about the rig, the designer, the size, the length, but how many of my relatives can I put on this boat?
Well, this is a big boat, so let's go find out.
I think that's a great idea.
All right, let's go. All right, so we're up on deck, and you'll note I'm wearing a heavier coat now, and it's a little grayer out. Since we started filming, they came and moved the boat on us deeper into the yard away from the water, and it started spitting snow. So it's gotten cold and gray, but here we are up on deck. Nice wide side decks. Ken, you love this. No toe stubbers. And nice eyebrow accent here. You've got a bunch of bronze opening ports, nice handrails here, and nice toe rails, nice bright work on these. And these are great because the bulwarks are nice and high, so you got a place to put your foot when you're coming up on deck. Remember, boats aren't stationary, they're always moving. These, some people call granny bars, some call them other things. We call them safety bars. So when you're out at sea and you're working up at the mast, you have something to lean against and hold on to. So You got a life raft here. Not sure if that's been inspected lately, but you've got 7 opening hatches on deck, and we'll see all of them, but only one durating calvent, which needs a little polishing maybe, but there's plenty of ventilation because all these hatches open. But really, this is a great big boat. And we come up to the bow here, and we've got a windlass up here. I don't know if this will come off easily. And apparently that all works. Got a deck wash. You've got 2 rollers up on your pulpit here and bowsprit, and 2 size anchors. So you're good to go there. It looks like a lot of chain, but this is all very rugged and nice. And it's great having a deck wash because up in Maine, you sometimes get a muddy bottom in other places around cruising waters, and you can hose off your anchor and chain when it comes in so it doesn't foul up your deck and everything. A couple big bow cleats here. And it looks like she can be rigged as a staysail cutter here. And you've got your roller furling and your will go on that one there. Beautiful. It's just a nice clean operation up here. Obviously it's cluttered with stuff taken off for winter, but I can imagine this being down the islands. It'd be a great island boat. Big Dodger. I love the high bulwarks on this. Nice big drains here for when water's rushing down. Now look at this. Oh, hey.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey. Hey.
I saw you up in the bow there.
Yeah, this is a big boat.
It's a huge boat, and how long are we?
40.
40 feet.
Yeah.
I don't know, standing right here, it just feels gigantic.
It is big.
Even you can't be dwarfed by the 55 Lumar and a 45 Lumar winches there.
This primary is gigantic. This is a little more reasonable on the secondaries. So what do you think? Being back on it after 4 years.
Well, I remembered how much I loved it, and one of the things that struck me at first was the cockpit. I've got a bad back, right? L5, S1, went out 50 years ago. But this thing, I could sit in here all day long, boat heels over. You're up high enough, you're going to be, unless you're in 50 knots of wind, this cockpit's going to be dry.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. Again, you can stretch out there as well, Tris, as I can. And you would be comfortable here too. You're close to the wheel at all times, no matter where you are. You can see your engine instruments. That's a Yanmar engine that was replaced in 99, I think, that was added in 99. And you've got the main sheet right behind you here, again on a little self-tailing Lumar 30, right here, boom, boom, want to make some trims. What it doesn't have, and I'd like to have, of course, it has a nice, looks like a Harkin style traveler back there. And it would be nice to have the ability to adjust that traveler either to windward or to leeward a little bit. And a lot of people will just do that with the stops.
Yes.
Now the stops are fine. That becomes just a cruising setting, we'll say. But if you want to get the most out of the sail, or even the best out of the sail on a cruise, you want to be able to drop that traveler down or lift it up in different kinds of air. That's all.
Precisely. And we have the same setup on the Morgan, and it's a little bit of a job to try to adjust it when there's load on the sail.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah. If you don't have a 4-part tackle on either end,
yeah,
you're working.
Yep. But we got radar and a nice gas grill back there on the push pit, and a transom hung ladder for ingress and egress, which is nice to have.
I see something up on the back of that, just underneath the Furuno radar dome. What is that?
That looks like a davit of sort to lift an outboard up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And right above the outboard bracket, right?
Right there. That's perfect. That's very handy to get that off your dinghy if you're going to do some offshore cruising.
We got 2 little hatches here. I know this boat's got a lot of hatches. How many hatches do you think it had? You saw a bunch up there.
There was 7. I counted.
7.
Yeah.
A lot of ventilation coming this way.
And leak potential.
What's
And
that?
lots of leak potential, right? Yeah.
And there's 2 here. Why do you think there's 2?
One's over the head, I think.
Oh, Ken.
Canadian Ken for the win.
Yes,
This one's over the head, I reckon.
I would reckon too. Big, lot of cockpit.
Look up to the steering, how close you are to the, you get right on the, grab onto the Dodger there.
Yeah, you get, so it's like a brace handle, no shit handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a nice setup.
This is a great rig, and one thing else you can do with it, again, going back to the PV, we had a Dodger that came back about this far too. You can put a set of drop curtains right down here.
Oh, wow, so you really...
And so you're actually in your own little cabin. You've got visibility. You'd have isinglass in these curtains. You'd have visibility all the way around. You can have a handheld remote for your autopilot, and you can power. If you're making a delivery, you can sit right in here. We'd be cozy as hell. And you know what? Do you play cribbage? You put the board right there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Play cribbage. And no matter how bad it's blowing in the early spring delivery, you're going to be comfortable. And with the heaters down below,
Blowing a little heat out.
there's just one cockpit locker in this cockpit because you'll see there's a walkthrough on the other side. And it's line storage, all the normal stuff we like to jam in. But here's one nice item right there. And that's just a emergency fire extinguisher for the engine room.
Oh,
you
that's
pull
great.
that and you flood it with halogen of some sort.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't want to be down there.
So that's
take the
handy.
oxygen right out.
And while your camera's there,
You got ship to shore power, it looks like.
well, no, but look at what's down there, right there.
Gusher pump, I believe.
Bilge pump, yeah. And you operate it from where?
Right out here, and the handle goes in there.
And you do that with the hatch closed so that you're not letting water pour in there if it's a heavy sea or something going.
Excellent point. I was just also going to point out, looks like you've got a safety harness line
Yep.
attachment here, which is great.
Exactly. Good eye.
And
Good
nice
eye.
teak grating in the on the cockpit sole to keep the water away from your feet.
Some people like to varnish that, but I don't.
I think it would be too slippery.
Yeah,
I'd be too slow.
doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go down and see if I can fit through this companionway.
Yeah, I think you can.
Oh, look at that. Oh, nice. Captain, before you come down, it's going to measure the deck height here. Deck head height.
Measure what? Oh,
6'3".
6'3", plenty of room.
Winner. That's good. 6'3". Come on down, Captain.
oh, thank you.
Boy, I could get used to this. This is quite nice down here.
I'm already used to it, and it's even warm.
I know. It's nice to be out of the weather. But this is really spectacular. The fit and finish down here is really top shelf. You can see this was special ordered with additional varnish down here, and it is gorgeous. Nice finger grips here. You've got handrails on the deck head, and this is very spacious for a 40-foot boat. This is really great, and I love the ribbing and cross here. It's really nice. Now this piece here helps keep not only the deck down, but also keep your mast in if the boat was ever to roll over offshore. And that is, since this boat did the Newport Bermuda Race, I reckon this is part of the reason why it's here, is because it's one of the regulations. You got to have that on your boat. Now, great storage here. All this cabinetry is beautiful. And then if we come back here, we can see a tie rod coming down from your chain plate to this knee here. Look at that. That is
And
really
it's grounded.
robust. Yep, and it's grounded as it should be. That is very, very robust. But you can probably sleep two out here comfortably. You've got,
I don't think this table goes down.
no, I don't, it looks pretty fixed, but it's a beautiful,
I'm going to stand corrected. There's something, you know what?
it might slide out.
This is going to slide out because
Yeah.
we've got two fiddles right here on either side that will catch this bench that will slide out
To a double.
and give you a big double, which can also be used offshore too. So
Right.
with two people,
Great.
whatever.
Great place to tuck in. Look at this. Oh, hey, agave.
Speaking of agave,
Isn't that's the name of
Where
one
have we
of his-
heard agave before?
That was one of his, the Northeast 38.
Yes. Yes, right, right.
And we'll get to that a little later because that's a neat story. But this is very robust. This is beautiful. You got fiddles on here to keep food in the center and not on your lap. But Captain, why don't you bring us up to the galley?
One thing, interestingly enough, well, there's a story behind this galley, and the reason I'm so tall, and I'll explain that later. But this is a well-designed galley. A couple of deep, near center line sinks. It's got pressure. This is probably a overflow for a water tank. When you fill up the tanks, it has to have someplace to vent. And by the way, as a note on that, when you do fill your water tanks, always turn on your hot water line. Oh my gosh, it hasn't been winterized yet.
It's not been picked out yet.
But always turn on your hot water line so that when the water's coming into the boat, it fills up the hot water tank as well. If you don't do that, you will end up with an airlock in your hot water tank, and you can probably burn out your hot water tank, maybe.
Right.
So just only thing you got to do is just turn on the hot water, and you do it when it's warm outside. They've had a little cutting board made for this. And in their locker, as we always refer to, the ubiquitous can storage or miscellaneous. They've got a little food storage down there.
Hey, good taste.
Doesn't look like an appropriate location, but anyway. And nice sliders, everything set up beautifully done, and the woodwork is superb all the way through it. And this is the same company that brought you Cape Dory production sailboats. We have a gas 3-burner stove, and it's just dirty enough to know that they've been using it.
Actually use it.
So many of these we'll find they just don't have it. Nice heat shield here in case there's a flare-up. It takes care of that, and that will drop all the way down. I won't do it right now because there's sometimes a sticky wicket.
That's a full gimbaled oven on there, not just a cook.
Oh no, full gimbal, 3-burner stove and oven. And one nice thing about it is that the door on this, check this out for 1 second. When you open this door, it doesn't just flop down. A lot of these will flop down out here, and the problem with that is it upsets the gimbal on the stove. So this one actually tucks in out of the way, doesn't upset the gimbaling, and it won't hit you in the knees.
Right.
You have to remember to do it after you put the pie in because you got to close it. Other than that, she's got note the depth of the insulation on the icebox top here. It's huge. And this is not an icebox. It is a sea frost refrigerated refrigerator combination. Oh, I can't get that open right now. But, we always have
There you go. It's well chilled today.
a good feeling about this. She's really ready to go. Really nice layout for knives and things. They've done well on this boat. And, of course, another hatch. And we've counted how many hatches, Tris?
7.
I keep asking you that, but...
And I'm not going to forget.
No. Nice thing about this, too, if you're down here cooking, and let's say it's inclement weather, just hand a sandwich up through the hatch, or drinks, or thing, right that up to somebody up on deck.
That's right, because you're under the Dodger, which is nice, too, right? So,
absolutely.
And if you're burning something a little bit, the smoke's going to go right out there, and you can have it open, like you say, if it's raining out. That's pretty nice.
Exactly.
What about this nav station over here?
There's Comfort Deluxe. Now, I have to tell you, I can fit in this one better than I did the last time because I'm 20 pounds lighter.
There you go.
Good for you. All that Dinty Moore.
All that Dinty Moore and Frisianette. You're golden. No, this is really nice size. I also like, they think about a lot of things that really work. A lot of times you'll find chart tables that are totally flat, where you're up here kind of drawing and doing things. This is tilted the way an appropriate chart table should be. Full range of radar and GPSs and so forth. There was a single sideband in here. I think...
check the cabinet behind you.
There it is.
There we go. And he no longer uses that. Interestingly enough, these are still used a lot by offshore sailors. Even though you have the satellite thing, this does not rely on satellites. This bounces signals off the ionosphere and back down, so you can go hundreds and thousands of miles with this that you can't do with Starlink or some of the other things. So it's a great backup.
Right.
You do have to learn how to use them, though. It's not as simple as the VHF, hi, mom, kind of thing.
It looks like this is a redundant system from up on deck, maybe?
Yes, I imagine. I don't recognize the number, and I can't turn it on right now. But there is a GPS set up right over the binnacle.
Station. Yeah. This looks a little older. Might upgrade to radar that overlays on your chart plotter because it's a little more useful up at the helm station versus...
You just want to spend these people's money, you know?
Absolutely.
If you can see the ocean liner in here and the land...
But who's steering the boat if you're outside?
I know. That's true. That's true. There is a Raymarine box here with... this is a multi-box, so you're going to get a lot of different things on here. Depth, log, heading, and the wind direction. So this is a whole bunch of information right in that one little black box right there.
Perfect.
Depth, log, and so forth.
Wind. And here's proof of the Newport Bermuda Race. It looks like 2000, so pretty neat.
We always like to score nav stations. Yeah. This gets about a 65, maybe a 70.
I think 80 with a harmonica.
Not a harmonica? Oh my God.
A ukulele and a harmonica.
Right.
The more you can have, the better. Tris, good idea to always check bilges on boats. And we did take a look at this one before, but when I was on it before, you know what was in this hole?
Water?
No, later, but they had batteries down there.
Oh.
The whole battery stock was set up down in the bilge by way of keeping weight low in the boat for racing purposes. Saw that and immediately cringed because I thought, you know, a little bit of a leak down there. Boats always leak. They're going to have a problem. Turns out when we talked to the owner of the boat, he said they did have a problem with it, and they did fry some batteries down there.
Yeah.
They're out of there, and they now live underneath this companionway.
I can see the old strap holders there, but this is a great look at your keel bolts. And we mentioned when we were down looking at the keel that the ballast is bolted on, and there you have it. So,
and that's the stub, the walls of the stub right there.
Correct. Yeah. So decent access to get to those and torque them as needed. But that's a deep bilge.
We like deep bilges, right?
And I do notice down here, Ken, I don't know if you can see it. There is a bung down there next to one of the seacocks there. So that's how you should have it. So if you ever blew that seacock, you have that wooden bung right there to plug the hole with. So smart. So the cabin sole looks to be in beautiful shape. And the bed looks like maybe someone was sleeping in here recently. But
Yeah, they just pulled this.
they just pulled it, so maybe they were getting one last overnight in. But the V-berth up here is pretty darn nice. Again, that finish up here is beautiful. You've got your own separate hatch up here for ventilation, and both port and starboard and port opening port there, which is great for more air, shelves for, things. Hey, good idea, Ken. Look at that. Oh, I got the lock on. Here we go. There we go.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm going to come into the head here, and
Oh, hey.
there we are.
Hey, look at that. So
What do we call
it's
that? Do we call that a twofer?
It's a twofer en suite.
Twofer for the price of one.
Nice one. Head and shower.
Head and shower. This is nice. Japsco pump on that toilet. That looks like it's been updated at some point. You've got a nice grate on the head floor to keep water away when you're using the shower. And I reckon there is a separate sump pump switch here somewhere. But
there.
I don't know that. That's your outlet.
GFI.
Yep. Which is GFI, which is good. But there's probably a switch somewhere that I can't access from right here. Probably under here. But this is a nice setup. Shower.
Yeah, it is. I like that.
Again, your own hatch here
Yep.
and opening port for ventilation.
Very nice.
But this is great. This is really nice in here. All right. I want to do the big reveal. I want you to bring us back to that the snore locker.
Follow me, and I have a small stop on the way. This is
All your electronics.
one thing. This is the whole electrical panel, the DC and AC panel. When I saw the boat the first time, they had a nice slider over there, and I think present owner's taken it off maybe for convenience. But the problem with this in my book is that it's a place for moisture coming in here, come down with wet sea boots or something. You don't want any more moisture next to that. So I'd find the old panels for it and put them back in and keep that protected. One of my favorite things on this boat is this. Oh, darn. Okay, well, two things. This used to have a fold-down garbage can,
Oh, yeah.
and it was giant. But you see what they've done with the batteries.
Yeah, it's a better location, isn't it?
Well, it's certainly out of the bilge, and it is down low, so they'll have be able to have control there. We have a doorway here. It'll take us back to aft cabin,
Not like that.
and it's
Yes, it reminds me of the Golf Star we did.
a little snug.
We did the Golf Star, and the owners liked the video so much they decided not to sell the boat.
You were on a Golf Star. What was that? Was that a
40 or 41?
40 or 41.
You probably could walk all the way through on that one,
Yes.
and that was a later boat. But this is sort of a little working cabin. It's tough. This is a work bench we're sitting on right now, but underneath here is a fuel tank, and you can see the fuel fills coming right in here like so. Okay, this is really a workshop and not meant to be, a throughway. I-95. There we go.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
There you go.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Tris, can you see that?
Great access. Wow.
Hold that for a second.
Sure.
And Tris, take a look.
That's impressive.
Is that nice? That's a Yanmar. Is that from? I think they said 1999.
Looks mint.
Looks like we put it in yesterday.
Yeah. And that access is pretty great to get to all the pertinent parts.
Precisely.
Yeah. I mean, you can just check your oil even right here. That's pretty
You're
nice.
right. And
Raycor filter. Everything's great. Yeah, that's wonderful. How is it back there in the snore locker?
Well, that hurt. This is plenty big. It's not as big as some of the newer designs where they've widened out the transom and given you, king size bed. But if you notice, I'm going to move this a little bit just to keep things clean. I'm going to step right up here. I'm on a single berth right now. There's definitely a double large enough for two people comfortably in port. There's a sea berth here. If you're on a port tack, this is going to be very comfortable. Starboard tack, you roll over to the other side. There's great access underneath all these cushions to the quadrant and all the steering gear that you need to find.
Sure.
And again, she's beautifully finished out inside and with a nice little hatch. We saw that earlier up on deck, right?
Yep. And 2 opening ports. Actually 3. There's one behind your head too. So
I think the total number is 15 opening ports on here.
Wow.
So, and then you've also got 2 giant hatches.
Yeah.
Companionways.
So obviously this would come out. Hey.
Is there somebody at the other end there?
I mean, this is if you were the captain of this boat, Captain.
Yeah.
And you had either the boat on auto helm or someone else steering, and there was an emergency, you're right here.
You just step right up to the wheel.
Do you have any issue with this facing forward?
That is not an issue at all. I would much rather have that than have to always go through a tunnel to go to one hatch out.
I agree.
One other point, the claustrophobic effect of being locked in here with only one way out.
100%.
Yeah, my wife
much
would not
rather
like
have
that.
this
Right.
setup. And there's one more secret to be revealed down here, isn't there?
I think so.
Because we saw the hatch for it up there.
It's another room. We call this the library.
Hey, look at that. So
Now this has changed a little bit.
Yep.
From anybody remembering old things.
There was
if you
not
bent down a little bit lower, what do you see down there?
toilet.
Right. There wasn't one before. They had pulled it out
Yep.
and installed a series of hooks on the after bulkhead there, the forward bulkhead, for foul weather gear.
Use it as a wet locker.
So they were really using this as sort of a man guy racing offshore boat by having a place to have your foulies drain
Yep.
and so forth. But
Doesn't matter.
both sexes,
Both
okay,
sexes, yeah.
on board. You definitely got to have a head back here.
Yeah.
And the teak seat there is great to sit down on.
Yep.
That will fold up out of the way
Yep.
while you're under, if you're sailing and you want to shower at the same time.
Cool. Let's go wrap it up.
Wrap it.
Well, guys, what did you think?
Well, I think it's a beautiful boat. I love the way it lays out. I love having the aft cabin and the 2 heads, which is great. And a Chuck Paine design. You really can't go wrong there, can you?
No, you can't.
And with that Cape Dory build, this was hull 7 of 8 of these built, so it's a rare bird, and she is solid, and I think she's beautiful.
And the original concept on this boat was to compete with Hinckley's, Able Marine, and Morris yachts, which is why Vavalotis brought in Chuck Paine to design it. He had designed many of their boats, so he wanted to have a winning boat he could go to maybe a next level of buyer.
Yes.
And so with that in mind, he did add lots of little things that we can't even see and little details that you won't find on a stock production Cape Dory.
Absolutely.
So this is truly a special boat. And sitting here, we could be in a Hinckley, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes,
No,
yeah.
the fit and finish is gorgeous. And a couple stats, like we said, she's 40 feet overall on the water. She's just over 32 feet. At her beam, she's nearly 12.6 feet, so she's a nice beamy boat. And her draft is under 6 feet at 5.7, so
Right.
you can get into pretty shallow water. And she'd be a great island boat, especially with all these opening hatches.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, really, really love it. Now, she is for sale, and when you profiled her a couple years ago, 4 years ago, she was listed at $88,000.
Correct.
Now she's $75,000.
Yes, but there's a reason for that. And if everybody sticks around for a second, we might be able to explain to you why there's a little shift in the price.
and why she's for sale again.
And why she's for sale again, exactly.
There is a story, so stick around to the very end.
We refer to it as a story of love, loss, and redemption.
Yes. So a great little backstory, so stick around and watch that. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in and watching the three of us. We have a ton of fun, so I hope you do too. Please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe, and maybe hit the reminder bell to hear when the next one's coming on. And don't forget to check out our consulting service. If you're actually in the market for a boat, you can talk to any of us about your needs, wants, and desires as far as sailing goes.
Where do they find the consulting service?
I'm going to put that up on the screen for you right now. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
And we've had a ton of fun, and we really appreciate everyone tuning in. So stick around to the bitter end and watch the story of love, loss, and redemption.
Redemption song.
Keep going.
A little Bob Marley.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
We had a great look through on this Intrepid 40 today, and it was fun to revisit it, as we mentioned, not the first time, but on top of everything else, as we promised at the beginning of this episode, we would tell you a special little saga that goes along with this boat, a saga of love, loss, and redemption, as we call it. So to do that, fortunately today, on this gorgeous day here in Falmouth, Maine at Handy Boat Company, we have David Koopman, the third owner of the boat, is it?
Yes, that's
third
correct.
owner of the boat.
That's correct.
David, we've just mentioned that there was some love, some loss, and redemption. Could you just tell our fans out here what the love part was? Did you not have a boat you loved originally?
Well, I Captain Q, I did. I had a boat that my dad had, and I grew up sailing a LeCompte, and you're very familiar with those boats, Northeast 38. And I met my wife several years ago, 5 years ago, got married on the bow of a Northeast 38 LeCompte, and my wife absolutely fell in love with the boat. I think she likes me quite a bit, but she loves the boat.
Okay.
And I fell in love with constancy here, and I was a two-boat owner. We were planning on having many guests aboard, grandkids aboard, but just couldn't let go of the LeCompte. So we had both boats up in Booth Bay and got married on the bow of the LeCompte. She really loved the boat because she could see out of the galley while she was.
She's a very strong woman, but happens to be a little shorter than you. Is that correct?
She's a tad. I think she's 5'3.5".
5'3.5". Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So
my wife's height.
so she absolutely loved surfing through 6-foot swells and making me sandwiches so I wouldn't wither away to nothing, and she just loved the boat, and fortunately I found a great owner for that LeCompte right here at Handy Boat, Andy, who's the mechanic here, and he's taking good care of her, and we've had several good seasons enjoying the Cape Dory. She's a beautiful boat. And it's going to make a new owner very happy.
So you've decided you really don't need two boats anymore.
I've come to that realization.
And,
yes.
and the redemption, the loss here is that you're losing constancy, but you're gaining love with Michelle.
Absolutely.
Michelle is the bride, of course.
Her eyes lit up when after you called me with the opportunity to buy another Northeast 38. She didn't hesitate a bit, and so that's why I'm a two-boat owner right now and reluctantly selling the Cape Dory, but just like before, looking to find the right owner for that vessel.
May I just ask one last little self-serving question, possibly?
Yeah.
You find this online?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, I saw this handsome guy doing a review of this boat, and I think it actually won Boat of the Year a couple of years ago. So
yeah,
yes,
possibly.
Yes. So it was a Captain Q review that put me over the edge.
Was that Captain Q or not Captain Q?
Let's not get into that again.
Okay. Salt upon our cheeks, gold classic every day of the week.